asleep, honey.
Yeah.
Sally. Sally?
Commissioner McMillan? This is Central Force, sir. We just saw your limousine go by, and it didn't look like you're in it.
Well, there's a good chance I'm not. Did you see who was?
Just your chauffeur, sir, and Mrs. McMillan, we think.
Did you call the car and check?
They're not answering, sir.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
That's the commissioner's ring, Miss McMillan. I'll have to answer.
What woke him up? I could have sworn he was good for a solid 8 hours.
I don't know. Yes, sir.
Where are you, Patterson?
Oh, I'm just breaking in a new lube job, sir.
Put Mrs. McMillan on.
Miss McMillan?
Yes.
You'll know her when you see her. She's brunette, thin, not particularly attractive.
He wants to talk to you.
Hi, darling.
Bring the car back.
What? Oh, what?
I said bring the car back.
Mac, I heard on the 11 o'clock news that the longshoreman strike was settled, and I wanted to be at the warehouse when they unloaded. I don't want anything to happen to the sarcophagus. It's so rare.
So is a good night's sleep for me.
I promise you I'll be back as soon as I see the sarcophagus taken off of the boat and put into the armored car. But don't wait up for me.
Put Patterson on.
Why? What do you want to tell him?
Something you shouldn't hear. Now hang up.
Okay. John, he wants to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Take care of her, Patterson. She's a nut. But she's my nut. And good night, Sally.
Good night.
John, David.
Mr. Constantine.
Mrs. McMillan.
Well, it looks like we're going to be able to hold our auction as scheduled. Doesn't that make you feel good?
Yes.
Were you a cheerleader in high school, Mr. Constantine?
What?
Never mind. Well, what have we got here? What number is this?
I hope, Mrs. McMillan, that you're not going to check every piece with me. I am perfectly capable of handling this.
I don't know anyone more capable.
Thank you. Good night. I realize that without your tireless efforts, none of this would have been possible.
I couldn't have done it without you.
Merci. You, are going to check every piece. You are. You'll be here all night. Your husband will worry.
Will you not concern yourself with that, please? Because my husband goes off worrying at 12:30 and he doesn't come back on again until 6 a.m.
Well, what is it that you are concerned about, Mrs. McMillan?
Mr. Constantine, you know very well that sometimes you do not get what you bought. They substitute phonies for the real thing. Now, I do not want that responsibility on your shoulders, even though they are very broad.
Well, let me get the collection to the gallery, and in the morning you can come in and check to see that everything is in mint condition. Okay?
Okay.
For real, okay?
For real, okay. I'll just see the sarcophagus before I go.
A sarcophagus is, by definition, made of stone. You bought a coffin.
Sarcophagus is nicer. I just want to make sure that it's in
Mint condition. Well, I can't show it to you right now. It's still aboard the ship, so you'll come in the morning and you'll see it at the gallery.
Oh, Constantine.
Mr. Constantine, they're unloading the coffin.
That means I can see it now.
No, you cannot. To uncrate such a valuable item is a very delicate and time-taking...
Mr. Constantine, I am not leaving without seeing the sarcophagus. I think I'm leaving right this minute.
Hold it. Hold it. There it is, and it is in mint condition.
The crate certainly is in mint condition. Now may I see the sarcophagus?
You don't want me to open this here and now. We're going to have to crate it again. We will. Henry! Open this. And be careful.
It's beautiful. Fantastic.
The authenticated coffin of Caesarion. Magnificent. What are you doing?
Well, I want to make sure it's the real one. When I bought it, I put a piece of chewing gum underneath one of the jewels, and I...
You didn't. You did. Ha. Are you satisfied, Mrs. McMillan? The Brinks truck is here, and I will feel much better when the coffin is safely inside it.
Thank you for going to all your trouble, Mr. Constantine. Good night.
Is it really good night?
Yes.
Good night, Mrs. McMillan.
Where to?
I'm just gonna wait a minute. I want to make sure that it's loaded onto the armored car before I go.
How much does something like that cost, Miss McMillan?
About $500,000.
$500,000. That's a lot of money for a coffin.
Who was it that said you can't take it with you?
Right.
Let's try Sacramento Street, John. It might be a little bit faster. Maybe Washington will be quicker. Why don't you go to the right here? Let's try Sacramento Street, John. It might be a little bit faster. I know I had to go to work, and I know you had to take me. But why did we bring the car?
Morning.
Morning, Aunt.
You're very popular this morning. The mayor wants to speak to you, Chief Yako, and your wife called 4 times.
Well, get them back, in order of importance.
Yours or mine?
You have your orders. Yes, Aunt.
It's Mrs. McMillan calling from the gallery.
Hi, honey.
Mac.
Sure.
Mac. I have a little problem. Mr. Constantine is disturbed. He understands that you're going to be sending police officers to the gallery tonight.
Yes? What's the problem?
Well, I think it's a question of pride. He's got his own security force, and he's never had a robbery. He's a grouch, but he's a dear. So could you not send the police tonight?
Honey, you've got over $3 million worth of antiques there.
I know. He feels very confident that... Mr. Constantine. What is that?
What's what? Oh.
That is the Fellini clock.
Well, I didn't buy that.
Yes, you did, Mrs. McMillan. This is number 36 in the catalog. Your signature is on the invoice.
Oh. Well, it's very beautiful, isn't it? Sorry, darling. It's just that I just saw something that I didn't remember buying.
Seen lots of things you didn't remember buying. They're all over our house. Now, look, I don't want you to get carried away at that auction tonight, you hear?
You sound funny. Yeah. Are we on a squawk box?
Yes?
Well, there's something illegal about that. Certainly immoral for a husband to broadcast his wife's private conversations.
It's staying on.
Oh, it is? Well, do you know that you destroy me, that you drive me out of my mind, that if you were right here, I would tear off your clothes? Everything about you makes me mad with desire. I want you to come home so I can run barefoot through your wild and wavy hair. Come on home to your wife who needs you. Come on home. Why don't you come home? Come on home, Mac. Mac,
You win.
It's just that... I have something to tell you that I didn't want anybody else to hear.
What's that?
I'm really crazy about you.
Well, they could have heard that.
And thanks
For what?
for not sending the police.
You're welcome.
John, I didn't expect to see you.
I didn't expect to be here. The commissioner's going to be locked in his office all day, and I thought maybe I could be of some help.
A lot of help. I've got about 100 things to do, and I have to be home on time. I promised.
Yes, Commissioner?
And get me the mayor, will you?
The mayor had to leave his office. Garbage crisis. Chief Yako is here.
Oh, okay. Send him in.
Morning, Mac.
Morning, Chief.
Just get in?
Yeah, traffic tie up again.
We're working on it. Need any help tonight?
I just found out they have their own security force.
Yeah, but,
Thanks, anyway.
no, I shouldn't. Hey, there's something new.
Yeah. Sally found it in the junk shop.
Your car was out last night.
She used it. Unofficial business.
I know.
I know. Andy, is it necessary for you to keep me under constant surveillance?
You're the commissioner. We don't want anything to happen to you.
Nothing ever happens to commissioners. Here, put that on the desk.
Something might. Look, Mac, this is my last year. If you should get killed, it would be very embarrassing for me.
Andy, I didn't take this job just to sit in one of these chairs here or behind my desk or in my car. Yeah, the city's car. You shouldn't. Anything else?
Yeah. Your chauffeur, John Patterson.
He's a parolee.
He's an ex-con. I don't think it's wise for him to be driving your wife around.
Patterson is part of a rehabilitation program that Sally and I believe in very strongly.
I know.
I know. Patterson stays. That's what the whole auction is for tonight, to raise money to help men like him.
Well, I hope it works out.
Yeah, well, there's just one problem. Sally. She's a compulsive bidder, you know.
I know.
I didn't know that. Have a good day.
I'll only be 5 minutes. 5.5. Quick shower. Oh!
Did it again, huh?
You better not be laughing.
I don't have any underwear.
What?
I'm short on shorts.
Oh, the laundry was due back Tuesday. I should have called. I'm sorry, man.
You're sorry.
Can't you wear your old pair?
They're shredded.
Did I hear, shredded?
I caught them in my zipper. I guess I can go without any.
Look in my drawer. Mildred sometimes mixes things up.
That's impossible.
Didn't you ever put your shorts in the wrong place?
How soon do you have to know?
Hello, water department. May I help you?
Yeah, I want to report a broken water main on Mason and North Point. I think you better get a truck or something as quick as you can.
We'll take care of it immediately. Thank you for calling.
I don't see any water leaks around here, do you? We better call in and check it.
Mac, I'm sorry I'm late. That was a long 5 minutes. Where are you going?
To get my swimming trunks.
Swimming trunks.
I can't walk without any underwear.
Oh, would you please hurry? Because I don't want to miss
Yeah,
the bidding
yeah.
on the...
Bidding? On what?
The sarcophagus due to go around 9 o'clock.
Honey, I want your word. You're not going to bid on anything.
You've got it.
Thank you. Are you going to bid on anything?
Yes. Well, there's this unique little Fellini clock.
No.
Won't go for more than $300.
No.
The money goes to charity. Don't forget, it's deductible.
From what?
Mac.
No. And that means no. Back, down, sit. Stay. What's holding us up?
Oh, they're improving the city. Do you want me to wait?
No. Why don't you come back in about 2 hours? Hi. Thank you. Here we go.
Don't be nervous.
Well, I wonder how far along they are.
Good evening, Sergeant.
Good evening, Commissioner.
This is Mrs. McMillan. This is Sergeant Enright of our force.
Good evening, Mrs. McMillan.
How do you do?
I didn't know you were a collector.
Oh, well, the chief thought it'd be a good
If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go see how they're doing in there.
Yeah, do it here.
Have a good evening. Like I was saying, the chief thought it'd be a good idea if I came down here and checked out the security. You said that you didn't need the police, not that you didn't want them, and, you know, the security looks very good, sir. I mean, they've got all the stuff in one room, and it's got one door and no windows, and they're gonna bring out each item separately. Well, I think I'll be leaving now, sir.
Good night, Sergeant. And thank you.
Good night, sir. You're welcome.
Mac.
Hmm?
Come on. Come on, they've already started. Come on.
Are we all done? I have 3,800 over there, 3,800. 4,000. 4,000 from the gentleman here, 4,000, $4,000.
$4,200.
$4,200, going once, twice. Sold to Mrs. Wyndham for $4,200.
If this is any indication, we're gonna do better than I thought.
Our next item is number 36 in the catalog, a Fellini clock. May we have the Fellini clock, please? Benito Fellini was perhaps the most renowned clockmaker in Italy in the 18th century. Now, this item is a fine example of Fellini's work, designed by the master himself and executed by one of his most promising students, known to us only as Giorgio. Do I have an opening bid? 125. I have 125. I have 125. Do I hear more? Come, come, ladies and gentlemen. You all know the value of this work.
Should go for more than that.
Don't bid.
Surely you experienced dealers won't stop here. Do I have 150? Do I have 150?
150.
150. I have 150 from Mr. Corday. Do I hear more?
$200.
200, Mr. Jacoby. I have 200.
Excuse me. Did I hear 200?
You did, Mr. Corday.
250.
300.
That should be about it.
350.
400.
Excuse me, did anybody bid past me?
It is only the two of us, Corday.
450.
500.
550.
600.
700.
750.
850.
900.
900 once. 900 twice.
I didn't mean to do that.
Well, don't tell me, tell him.
Is this it? Are we all done? Is that it? Going once, twice, 900 to the...
950.
$1,000.
$1,000 once, $1,000 twice. Sold to Mr. Jacoby for $1,000. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have waited for. The most valued treasure in this priceless collection. Covered with solid gold, jewel encrusted city. Admittedly. the authenticated coffin of Caesarion, the son of Julius Caesar and Cleopatra. You will find the item on page 37 of your catalog. We shall start at $300,000. And now, here, the prize of the evening is gone!
Hey, come on. You're not responsible for what happened.
Yes, I am. The whole time I was worried about Constantine and his feelings. I wasn't even thinking about you.
Oh, lass, it's not to worry.
It's slightly embarrassing to have a commissioner pay to get into a robbery.
Well, how could you anticipate it? Well, you heard what Sergeant Enright said. They were professional men. The job was ingeniously planned. It was meticulous. We could have had 50 men there, and the results would have been the same.
Do you really mean that, Mac?
I wouldn't say it if I didn't.
Yes, you would. Make me feel better.
How do you feel?
Better.
See? Come on. That's what I'll tell Yackel in the morning, and I'll tell the mayor, too.
Oh, that feels good. Mac, you don't think they'll destroy the sarcophagus, do you?
It's insured, isn't it?
Well, yes, but you can't insure history. They can take out the jewels and melt down the gold.
They won't. If they did, it would be worth only about half its present value.
But it would be easier to dispose of, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but they won't.
They don't dispose of it. What are they going to do with it?
I don't know. But we'll get it back.
How?
I don't know. Let's sleep on it.
Mildred turned the bed down.
Oh. Oh. She left us another note. You better translate it. You've majored in Mildred.
Mrs. McMillan. Or Mr. McMillan.
Very good.
Meyer Feinbach.
Good. Who's Meyer Feinbach?
Will you stop? How am I going to read it? Major. Mayor phone back. Phone the mayor. You want some coffee?
Yeah.
Instant or instant?
Pick one.
Instant.
Hello, this is Stuart McMillan. Mayor in? Oh, I see. No, I'm returning his call. Thank you. He had to go out. 11th hour negotiations with the taxi drivers.
Mac, do you think it was an inside job?
Had to be. The only problem is there were a lot of people inside.
What's bothering you?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. I've known you so long you don't wrinkle up your tie if nothing's bothering you.
Well, something happened tonight that doesn't make any sense to me. And I can't make any sense out of what it is that doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense. There is something that doesn't make sense to... Won't this coffee keep you awake?
Not if I don't get to drink it.
Oh, here. Watch that's hot.
Okay.
There's something that doesn't make any sense to me.
What?
Do you remember the Fellini clock? There's no way that clock would have gone for $1,000 if Switzerland went out of business. It shouldn't have gone for any more than $350.
Well, then why would Jacoby and Corday, two knowledgeable and reputable dealers, bid $1,000 on a clock that's worth only $300?
You're right. You're right.
I think I'll have a little informal chat with Mr. Corday in the morning.
Why don't you talk to Jacoby? He got the clock.
If you want information, you go to the loser.
You're so smart. How'd you get so smart? Want some more coffee?
No, I don't want any more coffee.
Just a little, just to keep you awake.
Let's try Sacramento Street, John. It might be a little bit faster. And we'll drop Mrs. McMillan off at the hospital.
Oh, I'm going to go to the auction gallery first.
We'll stop at the auction gallery. What's wrong, John?
Well, I guess I'm the one that's elected. You're page 1 today, Commissioner.
Well, that certainly kicks the hell out of any anonymity. Any anonymity. Try to say that.
Any anonymity.
See? They'll know who I am. Sally, would you...
Yes,
Wait till you hear the rest of the would you? It's quite dispassionate.
I would anyway. I owe you something.
Good morning.
Good morning. I simply love that Victorian cradle that's in your window.
That is an Empire cradle. It predates the Victorian era by 50 years.
Oh, well, it's so beautiful here, I'd love to look around. Oh, you have set to wear Namakara period 14th century.
Nara period.
No, are you absolutely certain?
And Nara period is 8th century.
Well, I'm interested in purchasing something. A clock, perhaps.
You tried last night.
Sir?
For a moment, I couldn't place you. Of course, every man sees a beautiful woman and tries to find out where he met her. Last night, the Maryvale auction.
I'm found out.
The pleasure is mine.
I really wanted that clock, but Robert, my friend, he thought that it was too much. We had a spat. See, Robert simply insists on marrying me, and I refuse to come between him and his wife. I thought maybe the clock would serve as a reminder of how much I really do care. He could always tell his wife that it was a business gift, or couldn't he? Would be our little secret, don't you think?
I think we've shared a moving story. But truth is rarely as important as enthusiasm, and when it's telling a tale anyway.
A tale?
Yes, and if it isn't, you have the promise of my discretion. I will not reveal Robert to your husband, Mrs. McMillan.
Mr. Corday, I want the Fellini.
I didn't get the Fellini.
I know.
What is a test of some kind?
The value of that clock.
You know antiques.
You know them better.
Thank you for the compliment.
If that clock was worth $1,000, it was worth $1,100. Why did you stop bidding?
We all have to stop somewhere. Please do come back and take up my time again. Your perfume and your smile do something for this heart of mine.
I'm being thrown out.
How can you tell? And while you're at it, run a check on the two
Mac,
antique
I blew
dealers.
it.
Run a check on the two antique dealers as well. Jacoby and Corday. Yeah, oh, you blew it, huh?
Yeah. John, wait a minute. I left my glove
Press.
inside.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get it.
Well, tell them I'm not coming in. Yes, of course, I'll be in. I'll be in a half an hour. All right, okay. It's a press. They want a statement.
Oh, you can't stall him forever. What are you going to tell him?
I'll tell them I don't approve of crime. What happened in there?
He recognized me from last night.
All right, let's try Jacoby.
Mac, I think you better tackle Jacoby. You're a better match for him than I am. And
Commissioner, Corday's been killed.
something that happens to somebody else. You read about it in the papers, or you see it on TV, but just a minute ago he was here. He was talking in this funny way and moving his hands all around. You know, until a man dies, you don't think of him as being alive.
I'll have Patterson take you home.
No, I think I'll go to Maryvale.
Why?
Because I could look over and see how we did last night or something. Anyway, I have to go to the children's clinic. It's my day. It's better if I keep busy, don't you think?
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Okay.
I'll see you later. Oops, and Wright is signaling you. I'll see you later.
Well, the medical examiner thinks it's a cranial fracture, but we'll know more from the coroner's office in a couple hours. Yeah, it looks like it was done with a candelabra. It's the chief.
Yeah?
Morning, Commissioner. Looks like you bought yourself the local franchise on trouble. What were you doing at Corday's?
He overbid on a clock last night. I wanted to know why.
Did you talk to him?
No, my wife did. I stayed in the car.
I see. So it was Patterson who found the body, huh?
Yeah. She left her glove inside. He went in to get it. Look, I'll be back in the office in about an hour. I'll talk to you then, okay?
Okay. Do me a favor, Mac. Try to avoid the press if you can.
How?
Is Commissioner McMillan on the hot seat? Traditionally, it has been an advantage for a police officer to be at the scene of a crime, but for Stuart McMillan, propinquity is anathema. Last night, he was an unwilling witness to the theft of the fabulous coffin of Caesarean. Today, he found himself a spectator at the brutal slaying of art connoisseur and antique dealer Edmund Corday. It is being said at City Hall, unofficially of course, that the mayor wants his commissioner less present and more active. If results are not immediately forthcoming, the city may have a new crime commissioner.
Come in.
Mr. Constantine.
He's not in yet.
Oh, hi, Mr. Wurzel.
No one is in yet. I'm afraid last night decimated our staff. How are you feeling, Mrs. McMillan?
Terrible.
I know. Gruesome and unexplainable.
Why Edmund Corday?
At best, he was an inept copy of a human being, a petty thief. Certainly to be the object of a murder requires more history than that.
Petty thief?
His handling of money, not his own, did not reflect well on our profession.
Was he bidding for someone else last night?
I would imagine. But last night's performance was not vintage Corday. He suddenly gave up, which is not at all characteristic, especially where Jacoby is concerned.
Jacoby?
Yes, an old and not too dear ex-partner.
Ex-partner?
Yes, they were dissolved about 3 years ago.
Gregory, Oh, where is he?
He's not in yet.
He's not in yet?
Not in yet.
Where is he?
I don't know.
I'll wait.
Mrs. McMillan, may I...
When do you expect him?
I don't know.
I can't wait.
Mrs. McMillan, may I present Mr. Stryker?
How do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry you're here about the Fellini clock.
Ah.
I'm afraid you didn't get it. Oh. You authorized us to bid up to $350. Believe it or not, it went for $1,000.
Oh, 1,000? Well, would you have Gregory call me just as soon as he can? I won't be in town for the Beaujolais Estate auction. I'd like to discuss several bids with him. Oh, good to see you.
Sort of a nervous young man, isn't he? Is he a dealer?
No, he's the producer.
That's Andre Stryker?
Yes, the Repertory Theater.
Well, no wonder he's nervous. His play is opening tonight. We're going.
And to his party afterwards?
Well, we were invited.
Oh, do go. He has the finest collection of timepieces in the world. He's a horologist. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised that his bid was so conservative on the Fellini, considering how desperately he wanted it.
Well, if he wants it desperately enough, he can always buy it from Mr. Jacoby.
I doubt it. Jacoby would not have bid that kind of money, unless he already had a buyer.
It's not Patterson. A man has a criminal record, therefore he's automatically suspect. Wrong.
No more wrong than you're using that record as his defense.
How do you want your coffee?
Black. Patterson should have spotted the body as soon as he opened the front door. But it took him a full minute to report back, and I have that on the best of authority.
Oh, yeah? Who?
You.
Well, all right, he was probably shot.
10 seconds.
He went to look at the body.
Another 10 seconds. Patterson's a pro. He wouldn't have touched anything. You don't owe Patterson any loyalty.
No, loyalty is something you can buy at a pet shop for $20. I owe him trust. You got another dime?
I'll look.
Excuse me, sir. I've got a full report on Corday.
Where is it?
Oh, well, I left it in the car. Oh, anyway, his record was clean. Incomplete on Jacoby. Oh, and the lab sent up this report, and there weren't any fingerprints on that candelabra.
Well, obviously Patterson was wearing gloves. How about a couple of nickels?
Yeah. Patterson always wears gloves when he drives. So does my wife. At least one.
Give him another dime.
Andy, did you ever think that maybe somebody else was in the store when Sally was talking to Corday? She said herself he was nervous, evasive. After she went out, he killed Corday and walked out the back door.
Oh, I'm afraid not, sir. That back door was padlocked, so the killer had to go out the front door.
Commissioner, with your permission, I'd like to ask Mrs. McMillan a few questions. Corday may have told her something important.
She would have told me.
Well, she may not know what she knows, or what the killer thinks she knows.
If there was anything to know, she'd know. She's Fred Hull's daughter, remember?
Fred Hull was a great criminologist. That doesn't make it hereditary.
No, but she grew up in the business. She knows a clue when she meets one. Come on.
Commissioner, it's your office on the phone.
Oh, thank you. Come on.
That's so funny. What did I say? What did I say? Did I really say that?
Miss McMillan?
Yes.
I'm Dr. Hinton, and I wonder if I could observe your next class.
Sure.
I hope you don't mind my sitting here.
No, of course not, Dr. Corday. Corday didn't have it.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
He didn't have the hearing aid.
Well, where's the car?
Oh, it's tied up in traffic. Guess he had trouble parking.
Why is there so much traffic at this hour?
Well, there's that movie company shooting around the corner. You okayed it.
Oh, yeah. Well, go get the car.
No, wait a minute. We'll walk. Have Patterson follow us.
Oh, Commissioner.
Yeah.
If I was married to Mrs. McMillan,
She'd be Mrs. Yackel.
I wouldn't have Patterson drive her when she was alone. You know, we have a complete file on him. And right. Bring me that file.
There's nothing about Patterson you can tell me that I don't already know, Andy. He's been with us over a year now. He's too smart to get involved.
Yeah, but it's not just Patterson. You see, he was part of a gang, most of whom have not been rehabilitated by Mrs. McMillan. Thanks, Enright.
Yeah.
They come in all flavors. Assault and battery, armed robbery, murder. Oh, here's a beauty. Classic nut. Kills without reason. You know him. His name's De-Clercq.
Annie, this is Miss McMillan. Is he there? Can he be reached? Lunch. Well, maybe I could ring him in the car. He didn't take the car. Well, listen, could you tell him when you hear from him that I'm at the clinic and to please call me? And if I'm not right here, like, and he can't get me on the phone, to try anyway. Because I've got some important information for him that I found out about Mr. Corday. Now, don't forget, okay? Okay.
In a meeting all afternoon.
I must have left you a dozen messages. Good.
Anything wrong? I mean...
No, I'm
you
fine.
okay?
Thank you.
Can I come into my house?
Why didn't you answer my calls?
I tried to call all afternoon, but you were on both phones. Someday, Sally, you're going to have to tell me how you do that. Look, it's been a rough day for both of us. Let's start again.
Hi. Mackie didn't have it.
Oh, I knew that all along. Who didn't have it?
Oh, Corday.
Of course he didn't. Corday didn't have what?
What's the word? What is it? A hearing aid.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, he did. He did have it at the auction, but he did not have it at the shop.
He didn't?
No, but he heard every single word I said.
He actually didn't, and yet he did.
Right.
What you're saying is that the hearing aid was a fake.
Right.
Or
Or it was, whatever you were gonna say.
It was some kind of receiving device. Someone was sending him signals, someone who needed time to steal the coffin. Corday had to keep the bid going till they could get the coffin out. That means Jacoby was in it with him.
He was? How?
You don't know?
Do you?
Your father would have demoted you to a niece. It takes two to keep the bid going. They had to be working together.
Why didn't I think of that?
Nevertheless, you have one tough mind, you know that?
You have a very poor but pleasing sense of direction.
It's good to have you to talk to.
I know.
Work things out.
I know.
Two. We have to go out tonight.
Yes, the theater.
Yup. A martini?
Yeah. Mac, I just thought of something.
What?
Corday and Jacoby would not have been working together. Do you remember Mr. Wurtzel, the auctioneer?
Yeah.
He told me they weren't very friendly.
Oh? How friendly weren't they?
Well, he said they were ex-partners that didn't speak.
Who was it who said the love of money is the mucilage of many a fractured friendship?
I think it was you. Or Snoopy.
It was me. What I have to find out now is if it was possible to steal the coffin in the time it took to bid on the clock. How much time would you say it took?
I really don't know.
Make a guess. 5 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say about 5 minutes.
That's a good guess. Is that time enough to steal something as heavy and cumbersome as a coffin?
Well, I'm really not that familiar with the stealing of sarcophaguses. Sarcophagi? What's the plural?
Coffins. From what you told me, that coffin had to weigh at least a couple of 100 pounds. That's
yeah.
an awful lot of dead weight for two. That's no pun intended.
I'll try and
For
forget
two
it.
people to crawl through a tunnel.
Why two people?
Well, they had to go single file. It was only about that wide. Can it be done in 5 minutes? And was it? That is the question. Arriba.
Arriba.
Abajo.
Abajo.
Al centro.
El centro.
Al dentro. What time's the gallery close?
I think they're already closed.
Oh. I wonder if I can get Constantine to open up for me. What time's the theater?
Unfortunately, it's 7:30. It's opening night.
Oh, look, why don't you go on ahead? I'll catch up with you later. If you don't want to go alone, you can call somebody. Chester.
Chester, he's no fun.
What about your mother, then? She loves opening nights.
What about dinner?
Oh, I'll leave to the party.
Are we going? I wasn't sure.
We have to. I'm representing the mayor. He's locked in the elevator strike.
Are you going to be using the car?
The chief thinks that Patterson is involved in this somehow.
Well, that's ridiculous. You know that. What kind of evidence does he have?
Hypothetical, circumstantial.
The very thing that you've been fighting your whole life.
You make me sound most noble. I like it.
You are. Why don't you just thank him for his concern and tell him that I feel perfectly safe with John?
Sure.
Really?
Okay, you take the car.
Unless you want it, Mac, I could take a cab.
No, I don't want you to take a cab unless you don't want to take a car.
I'd be perfectly happy to take a cab if you want to take the car, but believe me, I don't want to take a cab because I don't want to take the car. I'd only take the cab so that you wouldn't have to take a cab because I've taken the car. I'll take the car.
I'll take a drink.
What's the time, Phil?
7 minutes, 14 seconds.
I'm sorry to hear that. Wife and I figured it only took 5 minutes to bid on that clock.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 5 minutes at most.
I thought you'd left. You said you were leaving.
Well, I hung around.
Yeah.
Unofficially. Well, I'd never been to an auction. Hey, what if they used 3 guys to carry that thing through?
All the evidence indicates only 2 men stole the truck.
Yeah. Okay, Joe, thanks, that's all.
Where'd Constantine go? Oh, well, thank you.
Finished already?
Yes.
The last 24 hours have been rather tense, and yoga is the way I relax. Did you find what you wanted to know?
I'm afraid we found out what we didn't want to know. They couldn't have taken the coffin in 5 minutes.
How did you arrive at 5 minutes?
Well, that's how long we figured it took to bid on the clock. We just timed it going through the tunnel. It took a little over 7 minutes.
The bidding took 7.5 minutes, precisely.
How do you know that?
Well, I was watching the Fellini. It was working. Everything we sell is in mint condition.
Well, then they could have taken it.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry to have interrupted your meditation. Good night.
Good night.
Well, where are we going?
Jacoby's. I'd like to ask him a few questions.
I don't think you're going to get any answers, Commissioner.
Knows what it was all about, huh? I want to tell you something. I might want to try and figure it out. The writer wants a collaborator, then let him hire me.
I don't know, Harv. I was thrown the minute I got into the theater. Who needs naked ushers?
I love them.
Well, I'm sorry to keep you waiting so long alone, Mother. Oh, I was just talking to that delightful young man. That delightful young man was the star of tonight's play.
Oh?
Yes.
I didn't recognize him dressed.
You want to go out and get some fresh air?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, put your shawl on, darling.
Okay, here.
Is that it? What you doing here?
This is sort of a crazy party. I was coming down the stairs and everyone was talking about the play. Should have heard some of the things that they were thinking.
Careful! Oh, you almost walked right through this glass.
Right.
Mr. Stryker, you really should have these doors mowed.
Oh, I know. I keep forgetting it. I've almost gone through them myself. Let me replenish this for you.
I understand that clocks are very symbolic. Psychologically, the heartbeat means mother.
Mother.
Stryker.
Commissioner, welcome.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it to your play this evening. I'll try to catch it later on in the week.
Well, I doubt very much if that will be possible. We were a flop.
Oh, well, you certainly couldn't tell it from your guests.
Huh? Well, there is never so much happiness as that over someone else's failure.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, my loss pales in comparison with yours.
My loss?
The coffin. Oh, magnificent workmanship. Oh, allow me to lead you to your wife.
Thank you.
No, don't do that.
I was just looking at it.
I'm sorry, my dear, but the less one moves precious objects, the less danger there is of harming them. This is for your mother-in-law. They're out on the terrace. Now, let's get some food in you.
It's a good thing Mac didn't come. You would have... Mac! Hi.
Hello, Mother.
Commissioner. I know that's for me. Thank you, darling.
Hi, darling.
Hi.
What's the matter?
Oh, you two go ahead and talk. Don't worry about me. Ted can drop me off later, all right?
Okay.
Oh, night.
Night, darling. What's the matter?
Jacoby's been killed.
Jacoby.
It's gone.
Okay. Do you have any idea who might have done it?
Somebody's masterminding this whole thing and anticipating me 100%. What are you looking for?
Oh, I don't know what I did with my purse. I said, Mr. Stryker.
Did you lose something?
Well, yes, I can't seem to find my purse.
Oh, well.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, is this,
No.
No.
I'm sorry we're leaving so early. We had a very nice time.
Well, may I suggest that you use the rear elevator? It'll save you 1,000 goodbyes. No, please don't touch that.
You know, there's one thing. Well, what happened to Mr. Jacoby, it does clear John. I mean, he's been downstairs all night.
I don't see the car.
Dark blue limousine?
Yes.
Well, he took off some time ago.
Oh, no, there he is.
I'm sorry. I hope you didn't have to wait too long.
Oh, no, we just came down.
Where were you? I went for cigarettes. It's hard to find a place open in this neighborhood. I didn't expect you to be leaving so soon.
Mac?
Go to sleep, honey. Don't get up.
Too late, I think I'm up. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Want something to eat?
No, thank you.
How about some juice?
Huh.
How about some company?
No, Sally, go to sleep.
You didn't sleep all night. You know how I know? Your side of the bed's too neat. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Why don't I call the office a little later and tell them you're not going to come in till real late? Who are you calling? Nobody's going to be there.
Yes.
Sergeant Enright, did I get you up?
Yes, of course you woke me. What sort of a stupid question is that at this time of the morning?
This is the commissioner.
Well, hello, Commissioner. No, you didn't wake me. It's perfectly all right.
Good morning.
Meet me at Jacoby's at 7:30, right?
Right. Dressed. Get dressed. Now get dressed. Dressed.
Damn.
Does that damn have any significance, or is that just speculation?
I've spent 14 years practicing criminal law. Freeing men I thought were innocent. If I could be so sure of an innocent man, why can't I find one guilty man? Sally, the murderer, is someone we know. Someone we've been talking to in the last 36 hours. Somebody I felt is innocent, and that's what's kicking me in here.
You didn't make any mistakes, Mac.
God, I hope not.
Why don't you just go back to bed for a little while?
Oh, I couldn't sleep.
Who said anything about sleeping?
Is that always the answer?
Ask any A student.
Enright. Enright.
Hey, those guys are swiping our bikes!
Nurse Kenner. Nurse Kenner, please.
Oh,
I feel for you, man.
not now. It wouldn't do you a bit of good.
Maybe I could massage you.
No. Leave me alone.
Hurts that much, huh?
Oh, Sally, it's... Even my limbs are lipping. I'm all right.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to the pharmacy and get you some of that liniment that my mother still uses.
Well, Commissioner. I understand you've been getting in some exercise. How's Patterson?
The doctor says he's going to be okay.
Good. That's a very courageous thing you did.
Only until you think about it. Once you do, it's stupid. What if I caught up with him?
Interesting thought. Oh, I gotta run. Doctor, I'm Chief Yackel. Is it possible for one of my men to speak to Patterson sometime this afternoon?
I'm afraid not. He took a bullet in the shoulder. He's got a slight concussion.
Patterson's one of us good guys. He almost got himself killed trying to save me.
I know.
I know. But you still feel he might know something.
Well, it could help. Somebody wanted to get rid of those two antique dealers.
Somebody succeeded.
Wonder what they were looking for. Anything in De-Clercq's pockets? Oh, wait a minute. Hold that elevator. Sorry I have to rush, Mac. Go down to Jacoby's shop. See if we can get an idea of what they were looking for.
Hold it, Charlie. I'll go with you.
Just where do you think you're going?
Back to Jacoby.
Oh, no, you're not. You're going to go home, and you're going to take a long, hot bath. That's what would be best, wouldn't it, Doctor?
Nope. Drop you off at home.
No.
Well, that's what my nurse said.
Dr. Ryan. I think I'll go to the gallery. I still don't know how well we did, and then I can walk there.
Okay, I'll pick you up after.
Hi, Commissioner. Oh, I'm sorry I missed you at Jacoby's.
They went up instead of down.
I do not care if you have a search warrant. You have no right to go through my brother's personal effects.
This is something we must do, Madame Jarnac. I'm very sorry. You more or less ran the business for your brother. Did you not, Madame?
My brother was the business. I was his secretary, the bookkeeper.
To whom did your brother extend credit?
Only to a reputable collector. Or to an old customer.
Then we can safely assume that the buyer was known to your brother.
Yes,
Why do you think your brother was picked to make the bid?
my brother was one of the foremost authorities on clocks in this country. Where in America will you find a collection as fine as those?
Yes. Did your brother have any business dealings with Andre Stryker?
No.
Don't you consider that odd?
Odd?
Yes. A noted collector, a renowned dealer. It would seem natural for them to be doing business together.
We dealt with him years ago, when my brother and Edmond Corday were partners.
You don't like him.
I do not consider him worthy of like or dislike.
Did you ever tell your brother how you felt?
Yes. I forbade him to deal with that man.
Well, then, if he were representing Stryker and bidding for the clock, we now know why he didn't tell you. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Commissioner, why don't we stick with the car, if it's that far?
If what's far?
Well, wherever you're going, you obviously have a destination in mind, the pace you're setting.
Last night at the party, Stryker talked about the coffin as if he'd seen it, yet it was stolen before it was ever on display. Is there a phone booth around? I want to call my wife.
Well, yeah, I think I can find one, Commissioner.
I want you to make a phone call, too. I want you to get as much information from whomever about Andre Stryker as quickly as possible.
Oh, Commissioner, how about Chamberlain? He's a good cop and a theater buff.
That's fine.
You got change for a quarter?
You know, I never expected to get that much money for those candelabras.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes. Just a moment. It's for you.
Oh, thank you. Hello? Oh, hi, darling. How are you feeling?
Well, I can give a pretty good imitation of a man walking.
I think we're going to be a little longer than I thought, so why don't I take myself home?
Well, I'm going to be tied up, too.
Why don't I check with you later when I'm finished? Now, don't hang up.
There's something I want to ask you.
Why would I hang up?
Because that's what you always do when you're preoccupied.
Oh, don't be silly. I'll see you later, Mac. Mac? Mac?
What is it?
Don't you ever get tired of being right?
Is he still there? Can you talk?
No.
All right, be careful how you answer.
I had to do,
Well, not that careful. I want to be able to understand you.
Last night,
Stryker mentioned the coffin in very descriptive terms, almost as if he'd seen it.
Oh, that would be impossible. It wasn't on display.
You goofed, didn't you?
He's sitting right here, and
Were there ever any pictures of it taken in the newspaper? Or have there been any in the art magazines?
it's hard to say.
Mrs. McMillan.
Are you all right?
I'm really all right. I'm fine, Mr. Wurzel. Thank you very much. No, none. I know the family very well, and they don't like having their pictures taken. They're very private. It's been like that for centuries.
You mean there never were any pictures?
Right.
Okay. Thanks for the meal. I'll see you later.
You know that's a lot of money for candelabras.
Okay, here's what I got. Stryker came out of nowhere about 7 years ago. And the impression is he's got lots of money. And most people think it's inherited because he's never had a hit play. But it wasn't. The family didn't have any money. He's unmarried, takes 10 to 20 trips a year, most of them to Europe to see plays.
Sounds like a good cover-up. You're dealing in stolen art. Let's go see Mr. Andre Stryker.
You want to walk? Take the car.
Walk.
To the car.
Right. Hold it.
Commissioner? Next time, let me go first.
What next time?
Yeah, well, I think we're just about finished here. Another hour or so at the longest. Okay. Well, thanks for the information. Look, they were booked on Meridian Airlines, but I don't think Meridian Airlines has any freight service, so you better check all planes large enough to carry a coffin just in case, and the docks, too. You know, Commissioner, I don't think Stryker was taking anything out of this country but himself on this trip. But it's routine to check, and if we didn't do it, it wouldn't be routine, and... You know, just between us, I've never been involved in a situation like this. There's not one suspect in this theft that's not dead. I mean, there's no one left among the whodidits to tell us what they did with it. Excuse me, it's been nice talking to you. Hello. Yeah, speaking. Oh, hi. Yeah? Sure, be glad to tell him. Right, bye-bye. You know, I think it was Stryker who masterminded this whole thing, sir. Yeah, Stryker who killed Corday, blackmail, wanted to keep him quiet, and... Well, the only trouble with that theory is that no one saw Stryker come out of the store. If he didn't come out of the store, and we didn't find him in the store, well, then where was he?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, why not? I mean, there were a couple of these in Corday's store.
One was larger, too.
Yeah.
Where did you open this thing?
I don't know. I just I hit it.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay, but I'm disgusted. Ow! Oh, excuse me, sir. I didn't know you were getting in.
Man could hide in here, look.
Yeah, it's big enough.
Sure.
Yeah. The only problem is, sir, I think it looks airtight. I mean, a person couldn't breathe, could he? I mean, if a man stayed in that place as long as we were in the store, he'd be dead, wouldn't he?
Mm.
Oh, by the way, that was your wife on the phone. She said she was finished down at the gallery.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No, Commissioner, look, if you like that thing that much, why don't you wait until they sell off the estate?
Here, be careful of it. What does Stryker say? You don't move precious things.
Commissioner?
Yeah? Oh, I'll call your car later.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
You're walking better.
I try harder. Been waiting long?
Mac, you look awful.
Thank you.
You do. You look exhausted. You know what you're going to do when you get home? You're going to take a nice, long, hot bath. What does the doctor know? And then you're going to sleep the clock away.
I can't. I have to go out. Official business.
Mac, you can't be serious. You're serious. Do you remember today? Today was the day you took the torture tour of the Seven Hills on a bike, not to mention being slugged, mugged, bludgeoned, and shot at, all in no less than 6 hours.
Well, when you're having fun, time flies.
Oh, Mac, can't you...
Look out.
Can't you call a... Thanks. Can't you call the mayor and tell him that he can fill in for you? I mean, he owes you about 10. Just tell him that you're kaput.
He's been locked in on a teacher's strike since morning. I'll be home early. I have to go home and change.
Mac, just out of curiosity, if we're going home, wouldn't it be faster to take a cab?
I want to go down to the basement and satisfy my curiosity.
Sarcophagus? What do you know? What do you think?
I don't think the coffin was taken out of the gallery. Just moved a short, safe distance.
I knew you were thinking. What do you mean, a short, safe distance?
Last night, Stryker said something about moving precious things. Stryker's too meticulous. He wouldn't move that coffin through the tunnel in such a short time. There's no way.
You mean the whole thing with the sawhorses and the guys in 5 minutes, and could two guys do it, one at each end, and all that stuff was just an act?
That's Stryker.
What a performance.
No one's allowed in there.
Oh, hello, George. I just wanted to take a look around.
Oh, sure. Okay, just be careful. They think that wall could collapse.
Right. What's in there, George?
All the stuff for the next couple of auctions. It's our main storage room.
Yeah. May we take a look?
Oh, well, no one's supposed to go in, but...
Thank you.
In your case, I guess I can make an exception.
Well, it's needle in a haystack time.
Size is in our favor. It's not in there. There's only a certain number of places where one can stash a coffin.
Still, it could be hidden behind, everything.
Yeah, well, pick a beginning.
Mac, help me move this. This is exactly the same crate that they unloaded the sarcophagus in when I went down to the warehouse that night. Just exactly like, now wait a minute, move this heavy with it. It's gonna be in here, Mac. This is gonna be it. I don't think it's gonna be in here, Mac. Oh, here with it.
Well, so much for logic. Let's try instinct.
I think I'm out of it.
Sally?
Oh, it's too shallow.
Hey.
Mac! A mummy case. Cleopatra. Think of it. An Egyptian mummy. That's it. Cleopatra. Cleopatra, the mother. Caesarean son. It's inside the womb, the tomb. It's Stryker. That's the way he would think. It's very appropriate. It's propitious. Come on, Mac, hurry up. Oh. Come on, Mac. It's gonna be in. I know that it's gonna be in here, Mac, if we can figure out how to open this thing. Do you know how to open one of these?
Well, Sally, you could get clobbered. Open one of these before. Let's see where.
Oh.
Wow.
He's really beautiful, isn't he?
Yeah. Your instincts are alive and well and living in... Uh-oh. We're leaving.
Why?
Stryker wouldn't do it alone. Why would he hide it here? How could he get it out of here? He'd have to have an accomplice, somebody that worked in the gallery.
Who?
I think Constantine.
Constantine.
It seems, Mrs. McMillan, that each and every time we meet, there is the same recurring problem. How to get rid of you. Here I am again, struggling with that same problem. It does seem endless.
Endless. Oh, I like that word. Let's keep it that way. It'd be foolish to kill us.
Foolish, yes, but that does not make it any less necessary.
The guard. The guard knows we're here.
I hope so. He'll be the one who discovers your bodies victims of a cave-in. I heard him warn you before. He's making his rounds. We'll wait till he gets upstairs.
One question. I'm intrigued. There's something I'm dying to know. Did you hide in a case like this after you killed Corday?
It's a dangerous assumption.
Yeah, well, these are dangerous times.
A man would suffocate if he were in a case like that for any length of time.
Not if he practiced sunyata.
What?
Sunyata, Sally, is a discipline of yoga, and I think Mr. Constantine, who is an expert, would agree that if one were serious about it, one could maintain a state of suspended animation for some time. And that's how you stayed inside so long without suffocating. Here.
Are you okay?
I'm
fine.
Call the police.
I'll meet you guys downtown. I've got my own car outside. Okay, now I think I can answer your questions. You see, the chief felt that none of this would have happened if Corday hadn't been so greedy, wanted a little bit bigger piece of the action, and so Constantine killed him. Hey, what are you going to do about that coffin? I mean, are you going to hold a new auction?
No, there are several collectors that have said that they definitely wanted it, so I'm going to sell it to the highest bidder.
You okay, Commissioner?
How did Constantine plan to get rid of it?
That was Stryker's job. He had contacts, mostly in Europe.
Yes, that's why Constantine used him.
Oh, so De-Clercq and Wilson were working for Stryker.
Right.
Why did they kill the second guy, the
Jacoby.
Jacoby. Come on, darling.
Well, probably, you see, Stryker felt that he knew too much and would incriminate all of them. Can I give you a lift, Commissioner?
No, Charlie, we're going to take a taxi. It seems every time I get into a police car.
Yeah, well, I understand. Well, congratulations and good night.
Good night, Sergeant. How are you feeling? I seem to be asking you that an awful lot these days.
As long as I'm around to say I'm okay, I don't mind.
Why don't you skip tonight? Under the circumstances, I am sure that the mayor could,
No, he can't.
He can't. Sergeant, Chief Yekel. Chief Yekel could do it. It's the Police Athletic League, isn't
No,
it?
no, no. I promised I'd be there. I'll be home early.
What is it tonight? What is it that's so important? What are you doing?
Refereeing the championship basketball game.
Is that you, Mac?
No, it's me, Jim.
Jim?
Yeah, the mayor. Mac asked me to fill in for him. He's busy.
I voted for you in the last election. Hi.
Huh.